Hello, everyone, and welcome to Spill the Pea. This week we have two parshas. We started with Achrei, which you might have already seen that episode, and the second is Kedoshim, which we're going to be doing now. As usual, we're going to start with the full story, and then we're going to go into the deeper meaning. Please like, share, follow, comment, subscribe, all the things. Let's dive in. We open with Hashem speaking to Moshe, saying, "Speak to the entire assembly of Bnei Israel and say to them, you shall be holy, for holy am I, Hashem, your God. Every man, your mother and father shall you revere, and my Shabbat shall you observe. I am Hashem, your God. Do not turn to the idols and molten gods shall you not make for yourselves. I am Hashem, your God. When you slaughter a feast peace offering to Hashem, you shall slaughter it to find favor for yourselves. In the day of your slaughter shall it be eaten, and on the next day, and whatever remains until the third day, shall be burned in fire. But if it shall be eaten on the third day, it is rejected. It shall not be accepted. Each of those who eat it will bear his iniquity. For what is sacred to Hashem has he desecrated, and that soul will be cut off from its people. When you reap the harvest of your land, you shall not complete your reaping to the corner of your field, and the gleanings of your harvest you shall not take. You shall not pick the undeveloped twigs of your vineyard, and the fallen fruit of your vineyard you shall not gather. For the poor and the proselyte shall you leave them. I am Hashem, your God. You shall not steal. You shall not deny falsely. You shall not lie to one another. You shall not swear falsely by my name, thereby desecrating the name of your God. I am Hashem. You shall not cheat your fellow, and you shall not rob. A worker's wage shall not remain with you overnight until morning. You shall not curse the deaf, and you shall not place a stumbling block before the blind. You shall fear your God. I am Hashem. You shall not commit a perversion of justice. You shall not favor the poor, and you shall not honor the great. With righteousness shall you judge your fellow. You shall not be a gossip monger among your people. You shall not stand aside while your fellow's blood is shed. I am Hashem. You shall not hate your brother in your heart. You shall reprove your fellow and not bear sin because of him. You shall not take revenge, and you shall not bear a grudge against the members of your people. You shall love your fellow as yourself. I am Hashem. You shall observe my decrees. You shall not mate your animal into another species. You shall not plant your field with mixed seed, and a garment that is a mixture of combined fibers shall not come upon you. If a man lies carnally with a woman, and she is a slave woman who has been designated for another man, and who has not been redeemed, or freedom has not been granted her, there shall be an investigation. They shall not be put to death, for she has not been freed. He shall bring his guilt offering to Hashem to the entrance of the tent of meeting, a ram guilt offering. The Kohen shall provide him atonement with the ram guilt offering before Hashem for the sin that he committed, and the sin that he committed shall be forgiven him. When you shall come to the land and you shall plant any food tree, you shall treat its fruit as forbidden. For 3 years they shall be forbidden to you. They shall not be eaten. In the 4th year, all its fruits shall be sanctified to laud Hashem. And in the 5th year, you may eat its fruits, so that it will increase its crop for you. I am Hashem, your God. You shall not eat over the blood. You shall not indulge in sorcery, and you shall not believe in lucky times. You shall not round off the edge of your scalp, and you shall not destroy the edge of your beard. You shall not make a cut in your flesh for the dead, and a tattoo shall you not place upon yourselves. I am Hashem. Do not profane your daughter to make her a harlot, lest the land becomes lewd and the land becomes filled with depravity. My Shabbat shall you observe, and my sanctuary shall you revere. I am Hashem. Do not turn the sorcery of the Ovos and the Yudonim. Do not seek to be contaminated through them. I am Hashem, your God. In the presence of an old person shall you rise, and you shall honor the presence of a sage, and you shall revere your God. I am Hashem. When a proselyte dwells among you in your land, do not taunt him. The proselyte who dwells with you shall be like a native among you, and you shall love him like yourself, for you were aliens in the land of Egypt. I am Hashem, your God. You shall not commit a perversion in justice, in measures of length, weight, or volume. You shall have correct scales, correct weights, correct dry measures, and correct liquid measures. I am Hashem, your God, who brought you forth from the land of Mitzrayim. You shall observe all my decrees and all my ordinances, and you shall perform them. I am Hashem. Hashem spoke to Moshe, saying, Say to Bnei Israel, any man from Bnei Israel and from the proselyte who lives with Israel, who shall give his seed to Molech, shall be lit to death, and the people of the land shall pelt him with stones. I shall concentrate my attention upon that man, and I shall cut him off from among his people, for he had given from his offspring to Molech in order to defile my sanctuary and to desecrate my holy name. But if the people of the land avert their eyes from that man when he gives from his offspring to Molech, do not put him to death. Then I should concentrate my attention upon that man and upon his family. I will cut off from among their people from him, and all who stray after him to stray after the Molech. And the person who shall turn to the sorcery of the Ovos and the Yudonim, to stray after them, I shall concentrate my attention upon that person and cut him off from amongst his people. You shall sanctify yourselves, and you will be holy, for I am Hashem, your God. You shall observe my decrees and perform them. I am Hashem, who sanctifies you. For any man who will curse his father or mother shall be put to death. His father or his mother has he cursed. His blood is upon himself. A man who will commit adultery with a man's wife, who will commit adultery with his fellow's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall be put to death. A man who shall lie with his father's wife will have uncovered his father's shame. The two of them shall be put to death. Their blood is upon themselves. A man who shall lie with his daughter-in-law shall be put to death. They have committed a perversion. Their blood is upon themselves. A man who lies with a man as one lies with a woman, they have both done an abomination. They shall be put to death. Their blood is upon themselves. A man who shall take a woman and her mother, it is a depraved plot. They shall burn him and them in fire, and there shall not be depravity among you. A man who shall lie with an animal shall be put to death, and you shall kill the animal. A woman who approaches any animal for it to mate with her, you shall kill the woman and the animal. They shall be put to death. Their blood is upon themselves. A man who shall take his sister, the daughter of his father, or the daughter of his mother, and he shall see her nakedness, and she shall see his nakedness, it is a disgrace, and they shall be cut off in the sight of the members of their people. He will have uncovered the nakedness of his sister, he shall bear his iniquity. A man who shall lie with a woman in her affliction, and has uncovered her nakedness, He will have bared her source, and she has bared the source of her blood. The two of them will be cut off from the midst of their people. The nakedness of your mother's sister or your father's sister shall you not uncover, for that is bearing one's own flesh. They shall bear their iniquity. And a man who shall lie with his aunt will have uncovered the nakedness of his uncle. They shall bear their sin, they shall die childless. A man who shall take his brother's wife, it is loathsome. He will have uncovered his brother's shame, they shall be childless. You shall observe all my decrees and all my ordinances and perform them. Then the land to which I bring you to dwell will not disgorge you. Do not follow the traditions of the nations that I expel from before you, for they did all of these, and I was disgusted with them. So I said to you, you shall inherit their land, and I will give it to you to inherit, a land flowing with milk and honey. I am Hashem, your God, who has separated you from the peoples. You shall distinguish between the clean animal and the unclean, between the clean bird and the unclean. And you shall not render your souls abominable through such animals and birds, and through anything that creeps on the ground which I have set apart for you to render unclean. You shall be holy for me, for I, Hashem, am holy, and I have separated you from the peoples to be mine. Any man or woman in whom there shall be the sorcery of or of Yidoni, they shall be put to death. They shall pelt them with stones. Their blood is upon themselves. And this is where Kedoshim ends. So let's zoom out for a moment. Shmini is about the 8th day and having discernment. Tazriah was about conceiving, producing, birthing something new into the world. Metzora was growth, what manifests from what you create. Achrei is after, and Kedoshim means you shall be holy. So what do we understand from this? The 8th day is having a consciousness that is above nature. In other words, living in the utmost alignment. And when you are there, you have to be more discerning, because the more aligned you are, the more aligned your words and actions, you will be actively working in the creation process with the Creator. When you create something new in this world, it grows, it develops, still requiring discernment. After you have properly cultivated this new creation and you allow yourself to be the vessel for this creation through being light, you are now holy. So let's go to the beginning of Kedoshim. A lot of this parsha is bringing us back to the understanding of the Aseret Adibrot. So we've gone through this entire process of atoning, and here we are back with the Aseret Adibrot. The more honest about ourselves we are, the more our words align with our actions, the more aligned we are, the more natural it is, the simpler it is to live a life of the Aseret Adibrot. Because our relationship with the Creator reflects in our relationship with ourselves. And our relationship with ourself reflects in our relationship with others. The more honest you are with yourself, the more honest you are able to be with other people. The more respect you have for yourself, the more respect you are capable of showing other people. The closer you listen to the Creator when you are alone, the easier it will be to listen to Him when you are around other people. Okay, so throughout the Parsha, we're told to stay away from, to not rely on Ovos and Yidonim. Ovos are like mediums, and Yidonim are like people who perform rituals. The deeper meaning of both of these is to remember that you should never outsource your relationship to the Creator. What does outsourcing your relationship to the Creator look like? Needing to go to someone else to ask what the Creator wants for your life, what decisions you're supposed to make, asking someone what the Creator would think of your choice. It's also appearance with no connection. What does that mean? It means wearing a mask. More specifically, performing spirituality, claiming that you're so connected to the Creator because you do all of the things and you say all the prayers and you wear all of the specific clothes and you're giving all of the money. Newsflash, the Creator doesn't give a rat's behind about any of that if it's not coming from your heart, if it is not aligned. It's also avoiding accountability. I am who I am. I can't help it. God made me this way. If God didn't want me to be like this, then I wouldn't. These things are so tired, they're so worn out, and they are also absolute horse shit. When you don't take accountability, you are telling the Creator to his face, I'm not going to work with you in this process. I don't want to create with you. I don't respect you or myself enough to show up. Avoiding accountability is one of the most disrespectful things you can ever do to the Creator. Remember, Yehuda took accountability. This is one of the things that made him so great. And what does Yehuda mean? To give thanks. When we are accountable, we are inherently showing gratitude. Our participation in the process is an expression of thanking the Creator for choosing me, for seeing value in me, believing that I am worthy of such a purpose. Thank you for loving me so much that you wanted to give me this light. Thank you for trusting me so much that you gave me this light to bring into the world. But the moment that you avoid accountability, you spit in the face of God. Good luck with that. Now, the Torah also says something very poignant here, and it's been something that I've wanted to speak about for some time. It says to honor the presence of your sages. But what does it really mean to honor someone's presence? It means to give them your full presence, your full attention, not to be thinking about, well, how did they learn this? They must be really special to receive this understanding for the Creator. It also means not using or taking from them. But what does that mean? Not relating to them because of what they have to offer you or to give you, using them as an excuse or using them as an outlet or using them for clout or validation. And that's what we've done with many of our sages. Hear me out. I'm not saying that they are not people that we should learn from. And I'm also not saying that they did not access deep connections to our Creator. But what I am saying is that we have placed them on these pedestals that they themselves wouldn't ever want to stand on. Rashi, right? Brilliant. He breaks down esoteric language into simple words. He provides a solid foundation for someone who is looking to grow upwards. Ramban also incredible because he seamlessly communicates mysticism that lays behind the simplicity. The Ari does a phenomenal job breaking down the physical structure of how the system with the Creator works. The Baal Shem fantastically shows how to create emotional depth in your relationship with the Creator. Each one offered a doorway, a path, a facet, a way to enter. And depending on who you are and how you connect with the Creator, you may walk through a different one. But instead of seeing them as doorways, we've turned them into something else completely. Beings who must be above us because look what they were able to access, what they were able to reveal. And when we do that, we assume that someone else is automatically closer or holier than us. And by default, that makes us closer and holier than someone else. This is creating separation. And that's how we quietly break one of the most important spiritual principles. Nothing and no one is supposed to become the source of your connection to God. Or, in plain English, do not turn teachers into idols. Do not let anyone replace your own encounter with the Creator. We've been acting like the job of a sage is to give us the answers. And no, their job was to give us the tools so that we could go and get our own answers. They are not the end of the road, they are the beginning. Their insights were made to fuel our own deeper connection with our Creator. We were never meant to take their understandings and study them until we were never meant to take their understandings and study them until our eyes bleed. We were never meant to walk through the we were meant to walk through the doors and create new doorways for the next generations. We were meant to apply their understandings to our minds and, more importantly, to our hearts, and then go meet the Creator ourselves. If this is our understanding of our sages, are we not also limiting and misunderstanding our Creator? We trust God enough to believe that He gave them access, but not enough to believe that He would give us access as well. That's not humility. That's fear wearing the costume of blind obedience. It's fear confusing control with actual power. It's fear slamming the door in God's face. The Parsha of Kedoshim is teaching us further how to be when we received the light of the Creator, so that we can fulfill our purpose of creating connection in this world, creating light, being the light amongst the nations. So this week, I want to end with a question. Are you using the light that the Creator has bestowed upon you to build new doorways for others, or are you standing in that doorway, refusing to let them in? Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you on the next one.